Hello everyone, this is Roshni Sri Abhirami, working as an intern with Lexis and Company. Today I'll be presenting on the topic Limitation Act of 1963. So basically when you talk about Indian laws, Indian diversity factors are not something that can be counted out with the help of fingers. Unlike any other country, India's intangible cultural heritage flows from 5,000 years old culture and civilization. For a country like India, where every person out of the 1.3 billion living in it has a different set of ideologies and a way to approach issues. Thus, the law in India must be elaborate and specific enough to manage the huge population of people and cultures without affecting the sentiments of anyone surviving within it. So, in such a case, the law of limitation is one such act where, when the cultural factors affecting the filing of suit on time, the act might bar the remedy that the party claims. So, it's very important to analyze this act in a deeper sense in order to prevent the barring of a suit due to limitations. So, basically, we'll talk about the applicability of the act in this video. The Limitation Act prescribes a set of time limit for which various kinds of suits through which an affected party may approach the court. The Act aims for two different folds. First being to ensure the litigants are being attentive with regard to their remedy in court, and second to reprimand those who have failed to approach the court within the time period set by the court. The main aim set by the Limitation Act is to maintain a fixed duration for any legal remedy so that late claimants lose the right over the stale claims. This would ensure the court answers to more recent issues and does not waste time on old issues. Scrutinizing of any such issues after the lapsing of a prescribed time period will duly prejudice the opposing party. So, I think I could discuss two case laws with regard to the Limitation Act which are considered to be very important in this particular area. That are the state of Nagaland versus Lipok AO and others. The citation being AIR 2005, Supreme Court case of 2191. Alright. So, in this case, what happens is that an appeal is made to the Supreme Court by the state of Nagaland questioning the judgment passed by the Guwahati High Court for not granting a continuation of delay for 57 days as requested by the government of Nagaland. So, the Guwahati High Court rejected the plea for the extension of the time period of 57 days as requested by the government of Nagaland, claiming that it is unreasonable. According to the Nagaland government, the due negligence of the Advocate General was the reason behind the non-filing of the suit before the set time. The Supreme Court held that the state of Nagaland has sufficient cause as per Section 5 of the Limitation Act. While talking about Limitation Act, Section 5 plays a very major role. Section 5 of the Limitation Act basically speaks about the enabling of the litigants in order to assist them who have failed to do an act within the prescribed time period as originally fixed under the various enactments. So basically in this particular case, the government of Nagaland has failed to file a suit before the time period that was prescribed to them or given to them. So in this case there is a failure on the part of Nagaland government, but the Nagaland government claims that the Advocate General's due negligence is the reason behind the non-filing of this particular case. So, in this particular case, the Supreme Court held that as per Section 5 of the Limitation Act, the court was not able to find negligence on the part of Nagaland government itself, but it was only the Advocate General who was negligent. The court held that the Advocate General has failed to file a suit due to his due negligence, and thus there is no mistake on the part of Nagaland government, and thus this particular suit can't be barred by Limitation Act. So the Supreme Court held that this suit cannot be declared as barred. So the court also held that a liberal approach must be adopted while granting justice, and also since Nagaland government had a sufficient cause of delay, it can be granted with a 57 days of time for filing the suit as requested by the government itself. So this is one among the case that I chose to address, and the other case being the Union of India versus the West Paper Mills Limited of 2004. This case is also a pretty important case. So basically the facts of this case are, the railway authority fixes an extra tax rate on West Coast Paper Mills Limited in 1964. A suit was filed by the Railways Tribunal in 1966, and the taxes imposed were held to be unreasonable. In 1970, the railways moved to the special leave petition to the Supreme Court, but the court dismissed this particular appeal, that the railways also files a writ petition which also gets dismissed. So in this particular case, we could see that the railways has been continuously working towards filing this particular case, and this particular action of railways is going to create a great impact in this particular case law. So in 1973, what happens is that the railway filed a suit in the Supreme Court again. It was argued that the suit is time barred as per section 3, that is the barring of a suit due to limitation. So and section 9 of the Limitation Act, which speaks the same about the barring of a suit. So according to the Supreme Court, the railway authorities, even after the judgment by the Railways Tribunal after 1966, took necessary legal action with regards to the same subject matter. According to the Limitation Act, when a person sleeps over his rights, he cannot claim his remedies again. So, but in this case, as I said before, the main factor of being the railway authorities, trying their level best to file a suit and getting dismissed, and the railway authorities have never given up but have continuously, tried their level best. The Supreme Court has also said the same. But in this case, the railway department tried all legal remedies for the same cause. Thus, the Supreme Court held the appeal to be valid. So, when you look at these cases, you could find that Limitation Act is just not a mere act itself. It has a core value to it. So, in order to file a suit, you have to check out with the Limitation Act as well, which acts as a binding agent along with the other laws applicable in this country. So let me conclude this video. Right now we all know that we are under a pandemic situation, the COVID-19 pandemic, and the COVID-19 pandemic has forced unpredicted measures on the movement of people across the country, thereby also bringing the functions of the courts and tribunal to a grinding halt. The law of limitation sets a time limit to provide for the filing of any suit so that no person sleeps over his rights provided. As a citizen of India, considering the diversity and cultural differences, the court must be more liberal while handling any such case where the suit needs to be barred because of limitation, considering the situation of the parties more well. Thus, with this, I would like to conclude this video by thanking you. Thank you.